Right, everyone. My name is Pascal Borel and I'm talking to you from the Swiss mountains. Taxes and CO2. Probably the biggest scam, the biggest lie ever organized by mankind in its history. It is a scam that actually puts in danger the existence of life itself. In a nutshell, they make you believe that CO2 is a pollution when it is the first molecular chain ring of life on the planet, when depends on CO2 the fungus kingdom, the plant kingdom, and the animal kingdom, in the sense that every molecule of living organisms on the planet have at the center of their architecture an atom of carbon. And this carbon is solely coming from CO2. It is for the plants to take the molecule of CO2 and split it between the carbon that they keep for their biological structures and releasing oxygen as a waste product. If you've looked at my previous videos, or you're going to find I've even done a video on an extract of my book 2024, the chapter Empire of Lies, where I detail the CO2 cycle, and with very precise numbers in terms of percentage of the atmosphere, role in the global warming effect, and. You'll find everything. I'm afraid on TikTok the video has been censored already, but it's still there in French. And it's still there on YouTube. And please do comment, Voila. The other day, I did quite an interesting experiment. I asked AI, i.e. ChatGPT, not to name it, to give me just a very simple list of every taxes related to CO2. ChatGPT has refused to give it to me. It gave me 3 examples, and most of what it gave me was the justification of why is CO2 emission being taxed the way it is, and how the money was reallocated for the benevolent in a benevolent way, to the larger number, to NGOs, to foundations, to this, to that, to that. It refused to give me a simple list because I could draw conclusions that I have within me that I'm trying to share with you, which is the fact that I've been stolen the value of my work, the value. And for the government, it's magic. It's totally magic, because once they can make you feel guilty about risking to destroy our civilization, the future of your kids, through your CO2 emission, it's a binary reasoning whereby good for you, you do, bad for you, you don't do. I work the same way. I'm binary. And if they can convince you that you are doing bad for yourself, for the environment, for your kids, you're going to accept to pay to get rid of your guilt, feeling of the guilt that you have, that they have created out of the fear they ingrained into your mind. When CO2 is not a pollution, very much opposite from it. The pollution is coming from the pharmaceutical industry, from the petrochemical industry, from food, from the food industry. All those pollution are lethal, are deadly for every of the reign of life on this planet: fungus, plant, animals. The plastic is terrible for our environment. It stops males, it has an estrogenic effect, which stops males from being able to mate with their female and produce, the future of life. Plastic is terrible. That is a true fact of life. But if you diminish the ability of those major sector of the industries of human activities to produce pollution, you're going to diminish their profit margin, and therefore the governments are not going to fight against it. That is the truth. The governments, they cannot make money out of the truth. They make money out of the lies, out of the scams, out of the BS they're selling you constantly, and that become your reality. And you yourself, you don't go in a revolution for that, because you are convinced, not only by their lies, but you want to get rid of this guilt feeling that you have. So you have to require from your government, and that is your mission should you accept it, to cancel and delete any taxes on CO2 at this stage in time. It is of utmost importance. Your mission is also to please comment and give me in your comments a list of all the taxes which are related to CO2 today, as ChatGPT refuses to give it to me, just to prove that AI doesn't exist. Because if AI was able to understand my demand, it would answer. But it is pre-programmed by people which are protecting, again, financial interest and money flows between the citizens and the governments. We need to get rid. I would say the worst of all is that most civilization, they are measured in terms of their success by the amount of energy that they can consume in a given period. There is even a scale called, I think, the Kardashian scale, which measures the advance of civilization versus the amount of energy that they can harvest on their own planet, in the solar system they belong, and in the galaxies that they belong to, indeed. So the only person which has, I would say, a sound reasoning at this stage in time is probably Donald Trump, because he's abolished his participation to the Climate Paris Accord. He's saying we're going to drill, because he understands that he needs to fight against pollution. But CO2 is by no means a pollution. He knows that in order to revive the US economy, they need energy. If you have sufficient energy, you can boost your economy. You can produce the goods, the services, share the knowledge, create the data centers, and, which all require energy. We are directly dependent on energy. Like in the Middle Age, you were dependent on salt. And why do you think kings gave you or submitted you to a tax called the gabelle, which was a tax on salt? Because as a mammal, you need salt. And if you don't have salt, well, you're going to die. Today, in our modern economies, you need energy. And of course they want to tax you on it, because it's for them, it's a limitless access to your purchasing power. It is stealing the value of your money. So please, could you, in your comments, give me a list of all the taxes in your respective country that are directly or indirectly linked to CO2. And we are going to require from the governments that they go back to the truth, abolish all those taxes, because they have no relation whatsoever with the global warming effect or what have you. So please, list me all of that. And remember that your end goal will be to define the budget of the state, which should be calculated in percentage of what is producing the entire nation, every economic actor of the nation. It has been like that in Hong Kong many years ago, and it was probably one of the most successful, from an economic point of view, part of the planet for many years, if not for decades. So please, you list me the list of all those taxes related to CO2, and our mission will be to eliminate and to forbid the governments to lie to us. And may I remind you, truth will set you free. And this is the first step in the direction of what I'm explaining in my book, 2024, on www.4ovet24.com. You will find in my chapter, Empire of Lies, everything. I did needle in French because, the video that I've done, it's an extract of the book where I give you all the numbers. I'm afraid this one has been censored already from TikTok, but it's still on YouTube. It's still on various platforms. So don't hesitate. Go there and please, please give me your comments. Give me the list of taxes. Give me your thought about it, and take a bit of time. I'm certain it will be time well invested to check out, even in my book, that you have online, on screen, for free, in podcasts and everything, so that you understand the cycle of CO2 and require from your government that they immediately stop lying to you. It's all I have to say for today. Thank you for your kind and benevolent attention. Peace out.